what's up you guys? This is Haley here from Should You Buy It, and today we're going to be talking about the JCPenney credit card. Now I know you guys love these credit card videos, so let me know down below in the comments if there's another credit card that I haven't covered yet that you want me to cover, or if there's a credit card that I covered far in the past that has had updates to it or anything around it. Make sure to leave that down below so I know what you guys actually want. Today we're going to be talking about the JCPenney credit card, exactly what it is, and some personal experience I have had with it. Now the JCPenney credit card works like any other store credit card. You can only use it in their particular store. It's not a MasterCard, it's not a Visa, it is through JCPenney's, and with JCPenney's it's through Synchrony Bank. Now the JCPenney credit card, of course, like 99% of store credit cards, does have a high interest rate at 24.99%, which is the highest a credit card company can legally offer for a credit card. So it is super, super high. That's really, for that reason, that's the only con I have for this particular card, is it does have a high interest rate to it. Now, obviously, depending on your credit, your interest rate could be lower, but $24.99 is what I got when I got my card, and I think that's what most people get. Now, if you pay off your card every month, just like with any other credit card, you don't have to worry about interest rates. So a couple pros that I have found with this card: you usually do save an extra anywhere from 5 to 10% on your JCPenney purchases when you use your card, and the special coupon that they always advertise where it's save 15% with this coupon or 20% with this coupon on your JCPenney credit card. So that's one reason I have this card. Ethan likes a certain pair of jeans, and they really only carry them at JCPenney. So that's why I have this card. You get rewards. You get more rewards essentially with this card as well. Another thing with this card, if you did not know, now I don't know exactly how this connection works. I don't know if they're sister companies like Victoria's Secret and Bath and Body Works are, but you can use your JCPenney credit card on JCPenney's website as well as Sephora.com. So I don't know if JCPenney's owns Sephora or if a bigger company owns both of them and they're sister companies. I don't know exactly how that works. And I know there are Sephora's inside JCPenney's, and I think that might be the reason why you're able to do this. But you can use this card at Sephora, and you get your JCPenney's points in Sephora. So how to maximize your savings with this that I have learned: obviously, if you're going to shop at Sephora, you want to go to Sephora, make sure you have an awards account with Sephora. You will get your Sephora points. You will get JCPenney points as long as if the Sephora is inside of JCPenney's, like at the mall. And then you will get JCPenney points as well. So the regular points you would get for shopping inside JCPenney's, you get the credit card points for using the credit card inside Sephora, and then you get Sephora points as well. So if you like to shop at Sephora and you love their points, see if your local JCPenney's has a Sephora inside of it. It's usually a lot smaller, of course, but they might have your items, and you can get actually triple the points for getting stuff that you normally would buy. So that is one really big tip that I learned with this card. I was able to get approved for this card at a very, not young age, but at a very young credit age is what I would consider it. This was one of my very first cards, so you don't have to have excellent credit to have this card. Of course, the worse credit score you have, the higher interest rate you will have. So that is one thing. You don't have to have the worst credit score or the best credit score to have this card. Now, one instance I'm going to talk to you guys about that I've had personally with this card is I do not keep a balance on this card. My balance is 0 on this card. So when your balance is 0 with this JCPenney's card, you don't receive a bill. Like with other cards that I have a 0% balance on, I have received a bill that was just 0. It's just automated in their system to send out every month. So with this card, you don't get a paper bill, you don't get a bill through your email, you get nothing. Well, so I hadn't shopped with them for a very long time. I shop there maybe once or twice a year. Sometimes for special occasions, I'll go there and pick stuff out. And I get a bill from them. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I bought something, or I gave my card to Ethan and he bought something with it, etc. So I opened this bill, and it's a $300 bill. And I'm like, okay, how the hell did I spend $300 at JCPenney's? So I go on there, I kind of look at my bill, and it has 2 charges on there from Sephora.com. Now, I don't really shop at Sephora since an Ulta opened up in our area. I like Ulta better. I think they have better rewards than Sephora does, so I typically shop at Ulta. I did a little test review on the Ulta credit card. If you'd like to see that, I will have a little thing here. But so I get that, and it's 2 different transactions. It's one that's $100. That's like, let's say for the 24th. And then it's $200 for the 25th. So it's 2 days after, 1 day and 1 day. So then I get that bill. Of course, it's been within the 30 days. And I only noticed this because I had not, obviously I had not purchased $300 worth of stuff. So this is the one bad thing. This has bads and goods in it for everybody. So I call JCPenney's. I get the bill. I find out about it. And I call them immediately. If you guys have a discrepancy on your credit card bills or on your bank bills or anything at all, call them immediately, even if it's at night. Because at least if they don't answer, you can leave a voicemail or you can have proof that you called about this just in case it hits a 30-day range or a 60-day range. Because I don't know when this person purchased these items with my card information. So I still had my physical card with me, just like I do today. So it's not like I lost it. Someone physically got the numbers, either I think through the Equifax fraud thing. I think that's where they got them because it was very close to that. So I call them. I just call regular customer service. Of course, you're on hold forever. No big deal. And so then I get to a lady and she's like, how can I help you? And I say, well, I need to talk to your fraud department. I have a discrepancy on my bill. They're like, when did you get your bill? And I said, I got it today in the mail. And they're like, okay, cool. Let me transfer you to our fraud department. So I get transferred. They pick up once, I started getting transferred. They picked up very, very fast. So, kind of know it's not just regular customer service. So they'd pick up the second one and they'd say, hi, how can I help you? And I say, I have a discrepancy on my bill. I am needing to tell you guys about fraudulent purchases on my bill. So they're like, okay, let me get you to our fraud department. Number one, I thought I was already at our fraud department. Okay, so I get transferred to a third department. Same thing happens again. So once I'm finally at the 4th department, I talk to somebody and I'm like, hey, I have my bill open right now and I need to dispute a charge. And they're like, okay, what charge is it? So I'm like, perfect, thank God, I have the phone number, the phone numbers are the same on the account, so they were able to pull stuff up. And they're saying, can you tell me your last purchase? I'm like, oh shit, I don't know my last purchase because it had been over 6 months. So then I had to go online, because I'm on my computer anyways. So I had to go online, go through my purchase history for JCPenney's because I have an online account with them because I have a credit card that I pay. And I had to tell them my last transaction, which was just right before the 2. And so then I was like, that's my last transaction. These 2 transactions on this date from Sephora.com for this amount and this amount are not me. And they're like, okay. They're like, are you sure it's not you? And I was like, well, I double checked with my Sephora account just in case maybe, I don't know, I dream shopped or something. And I was like, no, I double checked with my Sephora account. And these aren't even shipping out of a warehouse that would come to my region. Because they have warehouses everywhere. So they were like, okay, blah, 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 blah. We went through this whole spiel with my account, everything. So they had to shut down my entire JCPenney's account. So they shut it down over the phone with me. And they said, you will receive a new card in the mail within, I think, 5 to 10 business days. So about 2 weeks. And you won't be able to make purchases on your JCPenney's card or on your JCPenney's rewards or anything. Until you get your new card and you reactivate your account with your new card. So they had shut down everything or pretty much froze everything until I got the new card in the mail. And then when I got it, I was able to unfreeze it with new information. So they were also supposed to send me paperwork that I was supposed to fill out. I never got that paperwork, the fraud paperwork for them. But ended up about 6 weeks later, they also told me if I got another bill that had that $300 charge on it to just ignore it. And I was like, well, I better not be charged interest for this. Or I was like, I hope I'm not. And they're like, no, we've marked it as fraudulent. because it's been within a weird funky time of the bill cycle, because I get them through paper. It might show up on your next bill. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I get a next bill, it's like that. And then 2 weeks after that bill, so it's been probably maybe 4 weeks, a month, I get paperwork in the mail saying that I won the fraud claim. So I didn't even have to fill out any extra paperwork. Maybe the guy did it for me over the phone, but it was kind of a pain to do the fraud paperwork. It was more of a pain being transferred from somebody to somebody and having to explain everything over and over again. When I went in and I said, I need to talk to your fraud department, I'll transfer you to my fraud department, and it was not the right person or not the right department. So I don't know if nobody knew what to do, but I had a couple sales associates on the phone, or customer service representatives, or however you want to call them, not know what the hell to do, and this cannot be their first time dealing with fraud. So that was my personal experience with fraud with them. I did win the case, like I said earlier, so that is nice. I have not had to deal with fraud with another credit card company before, so I don't know what to do. I've had to deal with fraud with a Citi card that was opened up in my name with my information and didn't have any charges on it. It was weird. And I went through my kind of history and stuff, and it wasn't me. So I had to deal with that, and Citi was a bitch to deal with. I will tell you that. They didn't believe me, and I was like, I need to shut down this card. This is not a card that I opened. It was never activated. It was like they tried to sign up for the card, and then it got I guess mailed here, and I just threw it away because I don't have a Citi card. So that was a possibility. But Citi was a bitch to deal with, but JCPenney's wasn't as much. It just kind of sucked that I had to wait another 2 weeks before I could use my JCPenney's card, even online. But yeah, so that's all I have for the JCPenney's card. I do think it's worth it if you do shop at JCPenney's. I have a limit of $1,000 on mine, which is way more than I will ever need at JCPenney's. I think my starting limit when I got my card a couple years ago, it's probably been about 3 years, was $250, and then they raised it to $500, and then they raised it to $1,000, which I didn't ask for, but they did anyways. So that is pretty much it. I do suggest this card for anybody who does not have a lot of credit, who is not expecting to spend a lot. Of course, with any type of credit card, you guys, if you cannot pay off your balance, do not get the credit card. Do not get the card thinking, oh, you can go shopping at JCPenney's or Sephora and get all this stuff and, spend $100 or $200, and then when the bill comes, you're like, oh, shit. That's how people get in trouble with credit, and if you cannot be like that, do not get a credit card for anywhere. I have a Discover card that's for emergencies, so when Bruce got sick, we had all these vet bills, and I'm sorry, I didn't have $1,000 sitting around at my house, so I had to put it on a credit card, and I ended up having to pay interest on that because I didn't have $1,000 just sitting around for really expensive blood tests and vet bills. So that's the only way I would ever say, if you can't pay it off, don't ever put it on a credit card. So that's actually all I have for you for this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them down below. And also, do not forget, if you have any other credit cards you want me to pretty much talk about, review, make sure to leave those down below as well. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and that bell icon so you do not miss any more of my videos. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!